walk through some of your favorite EOs and the profundity of the affirmative action one.
All right. And all you listening, we have several thousand people here on Rumble Live. Send us chats if you want us to highlight an underrated favorite of yours, because we'd love to hear what you all think. Because it really is crazy, Charlie. I've been looking through what it was, and as we discussed, as you discussed on the show the other day, it was in your book. There was a chapter in your book that was this like kind of fantasia when we have the next Republican president, and it's saying like day one, just imagine a Republican president who drops this order and that order and that order, and they just have dozens of them by the end of the day, and Washington is bowled over because you're not supposed to do things that fast. And that's actually what they did. It's amazing. It was genuinely extremely exciting to watch, not even being inside the room like you were. But let's think. So obviously the big headline item was pardoning all the J6ers right away. And what was so brilliant about that was he gets it out there right away. That's all CNN. They're hyperventilating. That's all they can talk about. That's all MSNBC can talk about. It's quite a bit of what they're talking about at the newspapers. And while he's doing that, he's dropping, okay, we're getting rid of the pride flags at all the embassies and federal buildings. You just wave the American flag. You don't need that second national flag they invented. We're shutting down all the DEI people. We're putting them all on furlough. We're shutting down all those offices. We're going to get rid of them. The craziest one to me, this was my personal favorite, was this was 2 nights ago, Tuesday night, like 9 p.m., they announce via Chris Rufo that President Trump has signed this, that he's repealing the executive order from LBJ's administration. I believe it's 11246. It's the executive order that basically created the modern like racial racket, like the affirmative action racket, where it was supposed to say don't discriminate. And as Washington loves to do, the courts went and they interpreted this to it is mandatory that you discriminate against people. And this order repeals that and also says, by the way, we now actually interpret the Civil Rights Act to do what it says it does, which is that discrimination's illegal. So if you get a contract with the federal government, can't do it. If you're getting a federal grant, like if you're a university, can't do it. This is one of the most important orders any Republican president has done in our lifetimes on anything. This could be absolutely monumental. And what's amazing about it, Charlie, is it was not the lead story on CNN when it dropped. It was not the lead story in the New York Times when it dropped because they were too busy covering J6, covering the furloughing the DEI people, covering confirmation hearings. They were too busy to put any focus on it. And that's what's really been so amazing with the first few days of the Trump administration. It is shock and awe applied to politics. I went and I looked it up. Barack Obama had, I think, 19 executive orders in his first 100 days. No, I think it was 32 executive orders. I can't remember the exact number. Whatever it was, he had some number of executive orders in his first 100 days, and President Trump beat it in about 12 hours.
Whoa. Amazing. Remarkable.
The great Will Scharf, by the way. Taking care of the executive orders, running that on the desk. It was awesome to see him at the Capital One Arena and then in the Oval.
Yeah, so everyone knows. Here's a trivia question Blake might know. Who in American history has had Will Scharf's job before? White House staff secretary.
Kavanaugh.
That's true. Well done. That is right. 10 points to Jack Posobiec. The White House staff secretary.
Off the dome, baby.
The White House staff secretary, on the surface, seems as if it's like a perfunctory job. It says, controls the paper flow to the president. That is the central nervous system of the entire federal
They control
government.
all the paper.
Well, so you think, okay, what is it, like newspapers? No. Anything the president needs to review or sign, from a national security briefing to an executive order to a memo from a foreign leader, comes through the White House staff secretary office. And if there is a comma wrong, if there is an apostrophe wrong, if there's a number where it's like, well, is it executive order 1138 or is it executive order 1139? It could be the difference between, pardoning somebody for something that you meant or didn't mean. So the White House staff secretary, Will Scharf, is doing better. Amazing. One of my personal favorites. First of all, I want to read some of these executive orders. We're going to do this on the show because I think we have to go through some of these because they haven't gotten the attention that they deserve.
Yes.
This one, restoring names that honor American greatness. So obviously, there's the Gulf of America, all that, which I love. But you go deeper, it's that he's just taking over the entire naming commission to review every single name of like national parks and rivers to make sure that they reflect American greatness. I think it's amazing.
We should you've got to bring back. You should lobby him. Bring back the old base names. We got to get those back.
Oh, I have a high degree of certainty he's going to allow Pete Hegseth to get a victory lap on that one.
Base names are coming back.
Yeah, no, that one is good.
Yeah, but
while we're at it, we should change Beijing back to Peking. China would never recover from that one.
Yeah, you're talking about the imperial capital feeling muted, Jack. Look at on day one there was an order to review all potential. Oh wait, hold on, never mind. It was basically reclassifying members of the federal civil servants so they are easier to fire and replace, especially if they hinder or sabotage the administration's agenda. So, like, they see all these executive orders coming through. They've heard the rumors about Schedule F. I mean, right? So they're ducking for cover.
What do you think all the diversity czars are doing right now? Do you think they're thinking of us? Do you think they're having a good
they're
night?
putting their resumes out.
Putting their resumes out there?
We didn't even
They're
mention
probably
it
too
yet.
lazy for that.
We didn't even mention it yet. The order for all of the federal workers to go back to work. That was great when he issued it. It's now amazing because I'm finding the federal workers who are whining on the internet. You can go on that giant volcano of soy that is Reddit, and of course they have a federal workers subreddit. And they were complaining.
Oh, I saw this earlier.
Yeah, they were saying it's all they'll talk about. They're all freaking out. And like the top thread when I looked at it, I think we posted this on Twitter. They were freaking out where they're saying we have to fight back we have to boycott every small business near our office. Don't go to the restaurants. Don't go to the gas stations. Don't shop at the grocery stores. It's such a perfect symbol that they're so angry about having to go to the office that they want to take it out on small businesses staffed by employees who actually have to go to work for their jobs, who actually do real work every day. And they want to lash out at them to show how angry they are that they have to go into the office like a normal person because they're such disgraceful and like resentful and pathetic people. And then they're also whining. They were whining below your tweet, Charlie, where they were saying, we could make, someone literally said, we could make infinite money in the private sector, but instead they're just self-sacrificially working for the federal government. I think when they start quitting, which is one of the reasons we're making them all go back to the office, some of the losers will quit. I think they will be quite surprised how in demand their skills are, or how not in demand some of them are.
They couldn't make endless money, for the record, most of these people. Now, the ones that could, maybe they will. And this will be the best thing that ever happened to them. But the vast majority of them, and Blake, I think you pointed this out. A lot of these people have like side jobs and secondary jobs. And they've basically been fleecing off the government. Because
I'm working on this. I'm working on
There was
this.
a girl. I'm just going to say this. When I was in the intel community, I was at Navy Intelligence, and there was a girl who ran like a baking company out of her cubicle at Navy Intelligence, and she would be on the phone, she sold like cookies and macaroons and stuff, and she would just be on the phone doing orders while she was on the clock on the government dime.
A friend of mine told me today, he has a person he knows, I believe at FAA, who is a realtor on the side, and his official government phone number connects you directly to the voicemail of his real estate side business.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The whole government is full of scams like this, absolutely full.